big scare around estrogen and breast cancer and cardiovascular risk and stroke. And so, you know, there was this, at one point, everyone goes on synthetic HRT, and then, whoa, nobody goes on synthetic HRT. Do you want to speak a little bit to when someone is adding in bioidentical estradiol, is there any concern at all around the ideas of cardiovascular health, stroke, breast cancer risk?
Yeah, so the WHO, I mean, it was for those of you that don't know, it was a huge study, the biggest study ever on hormone replacement, and it was prematurely ended in 2002 because it was falsely, I'm just going to say, I have to say falsely like 10 times. It was falsely sort of announced that women in one arm of the study, they were only using synthetic hormones, I want to add Prempro, so Premarin, which is just oral estrogen, and then they were using Prempro, which is a combination of oral estrogen and oral progestins. Nonetheless, in the Prempro arm of the study, it was announced prematurely, sort of like this cursory review of the data, that there was a statistically insignificant increased risk of heart attack, breast cancer, and stroke. That statement was retracted. The whole study committee, there was a lot of angst within the study committee. It was a couple of study committee members that sort of went forward with this. And it was statistically insignificant. It went out to the presses, the media ran with it, and basically the headline said, hormones cause breast cancer. That was really the big headline that came out of it. Heart attack and stroke as well came out of that, but I would say breast cancer really stuck around. And later on, the information was retracted. The study committee retracted the information. It never should have been said, but it stuck around all this time. And there has been a review of that data, and it has actually shown the opposite, that women who are on HRT actually have less risk of heart attack, breast cancer, and stroke than compared to women who are not on HRT. So it's really unfortunate. It never should have been said, but it has been put out there. The cardiovascular risk piece is really related to oral estrogen. Oral estrogen, just like the birth control pill, it can increase a woman's risk for clots. Oral progestins can increase a woman's risk for clots. But what we talked about today is we're using bioidentical hormones. We're not using oral estrogen. So there's no increased risk with topical estrogen. And oral micronized progesterone does not increase the risk of strokes either. So the clotting piece, it's sort of like, this is how we, kind of say, okay, this risk is gone, this risk is gone, this risk is gone, because we're using these products, which are bioidentical to what's made in the body. So it's more about the delivery system than anything when it comes to cardiovascular risk.
I'm glad that we brought that up, because it feels like an important piece.
Yeah, that is an important piece. Yeah.
We're talking about this in the context of women in their 30s, 40s, 50s. This is, a wider age range than most people think. And the other thing that I think is important for us to remember is as we as women transition into that perimenopause chapter and menopause, often we put on a little bit of extra in our breasts and our abdomen. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes I smile at it because I go, right, estrogen is stored in fat and our estrogen is going down. It's like, well, hey, that's a really smart compensation for the body to go, I need to find ways to maintain my estrogen and store it in new ways. And so it's not all bad. I think we also get to congratulate our bodies for that change. And the weight-bearing exercise and the protein, I'm in total agreement, is so important.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that about just those few extra pounds. And I think women, we want that 20-year-old body. We're not going to have that unless we go to really extremes. And who wants to do that? Our body is trying to protect us by giving us a few extra pounds because we make estrogen in our fat cells. So if we can embrace that a little bit, there is a point where, too much is too much. So we want to just make sure that we're really kind of keeping that, as much as possible where, at a really healthy amount of fat gain, because that's different than weight gain. We just want to make sure the body composition is there. And I know we didn't talk about it, but those endocrine disrupting chemicals are considered obesogens. So they're very fat promoting, which is why we always want to look at what's in our cabinets, what we're putting on our skin, just reading labels more and just trying to be mindful. We cannot be 100%, toxin free or endocrine disrupting free, chemical free, but doing our best to just sort of slowly get rid of those things that we know are just containing tons and tons of chemicals. It's not going to help our bodies in midlife when our immune systems are not as robust as they once were. We want to do things that really support our immune system and our body overall.
Yes, yes, yes. So if you're wanting to lose weight, take your water out of plastics, use the EWG app, clean up your cleaning products, beauty care products, all the stuff. And yes, Erica, the adaptogen elixirs, Jill, for the women that I work with, I really, really am a lover of adaptogens. And when we make the elixir, where we've added in a protein source and a fat source, and it's a yummy drink. It's what I'm drinking here.
Oh, nice.
They're caffeine free, and generally women are using collagen powders. And now we've got blood sugar maintenance and adding in a good quality fat. So that's what Erica's referring to there. And with that, until next time.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.